They canceled Sydney Sweeney before. In 2022, Sydney Sweeney was ordered to be canceled by the virtue signalers of cancel culture. This is on MSNBC.com. Sydney Sweeney should have known better. Of course, posting an image of Blue Lives Matter is going to raise objections. Remember how strange the world was in 2022? Well, we've all tried to blot this from our memory. Let's read on as MSNBC opinion writer, editor, Zishan Aleem explains what this means. As you're reading this article from 2022, bear in mind that Zishan Aleem, MSNBC opinion writer editor, is still working for MSNBC. He just put up a new story 9 hours ago complaining about President Trump's immigration policies. August 31st, 2022. Sydney Sweeney has likely been happier. The Gen Z breakout star of the buzzy HBO shows Euphoria and White Lotus was swarmed with criticism after fans noticed a man wearing a Blue Lives Matter shirt in one of the photos she posted on Instagram to commemorate her mother's 60th birthday party over the weekend. Critics also pointed out that photos from the celebration showed partygoers donning MAGA-style hats emblazoned with "Make 60 Great Again," according to photos from her brother's public Instagram account. Sweeney did not apologize to the cancel culture online. Instead, she tweeted, "You guys, this is wild. An innocent celebration for my mom's milestone 60th birthday has turned into an absurd political statement, which was not the intention. Please stop making assumptions. Celebrity pile-ons tend to be over the top, and this one has been no exception. But Sweeney's naivete is also unconvincing. The symbol of a thin blue line running through an American flag invites the viewer to make very specific assumptions about the person draping themselves in it. Why would Sweeney be surprised at objections to an emblem that signals authoritarian militance and hostility to an inclusive society?" Remember, this is 2022. The photo in question is casual. Nobody is looking at the camera. The Blue Lives Matter shirt is partially obscured. The man in the photo has not been identified by Sweeney or reporters, but it's reasonable to assume it's a friend or family member of Sweeney's mother. The image is not meant to be a declaration of Sweeney's own political commitments. Now, that's not the problem here. The problem is she did not forcefully denounce her family members. If you wonder about whether MSNBC is finding any Nazis over the last 9 years since 2016, the Nazis seem to be working at MSNBC.
Have you ever heard of my Nazi knock-knock joke, Louis?
No.
Knock-knock.
Who's there?
We will ask the questions! Now get out of here, Louis.
Yet many social media users and pundits decided it is. Some commentators saw the shirt as an expression of her own political beliefs or an endorsement of the controversial symbol. You see, not wanting police officers to be murdered was controversial in 2022. One commentator declared the entire affair a white supremacist party. See, this is where this originates from. Not 2025, but 2022. Some users canceled Sweeney to sever ties with her family members, but that doesn't mean there isn't space for legitimate questions and criticism. Really? Why would what family members of a actress are wearing, why would that be something that needs to be questioned or attacked? Yes, Sweeney's plea that the public stop making assumptions makes sense insofar as there are huge limitations on what we can assume about her life. But it isn't unreasonable to make assumptions about the person wearing a Blue Lives Matter shirt and questioning the implications of casually posting a photo featuring the message it stands for. As a talented actress who makes a living in an industry that revolves around using images to convey meaning, Sweeney should certainly know better. It would be rather odd for the millions who follow Sydney to not take notice of a symbol that represents a harshly reactionary ideology and start asking questions. These symbols will incite a response because they're meant to. If Sweeney doesn't support these views and place the photo carelessly, she has the freedom to declare distance from them, whether through her statements or by taking the image down. She has chosen not to do that. Unless she does, she should understand why many people will have questions about her political identity and how she could be using her huge platform as a popular actress to normalize a dangerous political movement. Sweeney's intentions might have been innocent, but that flag is not. What he's demanding is that Sweeney not only denounce her own family, but name names.
You should take up thing. You're on our list, Elaine Bennis. And now, you're on our list, Nerd Isaacoff.
You got me blacklisted at Hop Sings?
She name.
Now look at this guy's bio from 2022. Zishan Aleem is a writer and editor for MSNBC Daily. Previously, he worked at Vox, Huffington Post, and Politico. Also has worked at the New York Times, The Atlantic, The Nation, and The Intercept. Wow, what a surprise there. And you can look, in fact, he's still employed here at MSNBC. You see, they reward incitement of hatred against Americans if you do not support the policies and the ideology. At MSNBC, they divide Americans into good and bad. He should have attacked the anonymous mob that was poring over photographs of relatives at a family gathering of this actress. In the year 2025, this is a reminder. Never ever let these people back in power again. Thank you.